Well, what's lovely about the LCAP development process is you don't go it alone. It's meant to be with your educational partners. There was a collective energy and urgency to improve math scores for all students.
As a math lead, we were given lots of opportunities to improve our own practices. The district offered a list of books that we could choose from. One of the books that I read was Cognitively Guided Instruction, and that really changed the way that I did math.
So at Quail Valley Elementary School, we've been on a math journey. Over the past 5 years, Quail Valley has learned cognitively guided strategies such as how many ways, which one doesn't belong, choral counting. All of those strategies we've been implementing in our classrooms.
One of the most important pieces of professional development was the work that we did with the framework, like training how the changes in the framework were coming down and what that meant for our classroom.
And so we came together, the teachers, and decided that we were going to create a leadership team, a math leadership team. We built a rubric of what we wanted to see of ourselves and of our students every single day in a math lesson.
We're excited about the work because our teachers are working together with our administrators and really building the work out throughout the district.
I always gave my students a universal math screener to find out what they had as far as their number sense skills, and that helped me to formulate what type of number sense routines I would implement in my classrooms.
And just kind of getting kids engaged in math in a format that had a low floor and a high ceiling, so all kids had an entry point.
And so we created commitments that we all agreed to. One of those commitments was like using clear and consistent vocabulary to make sure that we're all setting our students up for success.
I would say our biggest improvement that we saw was actually with our specific implementation of building thinking classrooms and the work that came from Peter Liljedahl at Quail Valley. Because we had such a high population of English learner students, we really wanted to increase the math discourse as much as possible and build that academic vocabulary so that they all could engage with each other.
So we really focused on our math language as teachers, and we also focused on the math language of the students and how they were speaking with one another, how well they were listening, how well they were adding on, justifying their answers, or even disagreeing respectfully.
And then from there, we created a math lesson, and then we took turns teaching that math lesson to really improve our practice.
The math leads then took us on math walks, not only at Tooele, but on a couple other school sites across the district where we used the district rubric. We collected data on student discourse, lesson synthesis, content, if students had access to manipulatives, visuals.
You'll see kids, when you walk into classrooms, collaborating around math. Kids are up at boards having conversations about how they have developed solutions for math, and it's really exciting to see.
And then we debriefed after each one of those classroom visits as a team and talked about what are the best practices that we see in these classrooms, what can we further develop in our own classrooms, and then what can we take site-wide or district-wide.
That's the power in just the decisions that are being made in Menifee, is that teachers are in the front row making those decisions with administrators and really leading the work. So teachers take true ownership of the work around math that's taking place in the district.
We said, hey, this is something that's important to us, so let's come together and let's work it out. And we want to make sure that we do what's best for our kids, and so we're going to hold ourselves accountable.
This is one of the few districts that I've come to that teachers are like, hey, this is the work that we want to do. And if teachers are requesting the right work in terms of supporting student achievement, you have to make sure that you provide those avenues for them to continue to build capacity in supporting math instruction. And because of that, we have to invest in our teachers. And so I think that's why when you look at the LCAP, you see all the action steps around supporting teachers in terms of professional development around math.
In 2023, we had a lot more students thriving because we had invested more in teachers and the collaborative process with their site administrators. And it really was up to the imagination of our teachers and our administrators to amplify the resources that came through the LCAP development process.